Hi students, welcome back. Welcome to week 11. This is going to be like most of our other weeks. We'll have a discussion what's due on Friday, assignments that are due on Sunday, and so we're back to normal. We're getting into the nitty-gritty now of dealing with customers. What happens when something happens with a car after we've serviced it that is unexplained? We need to get to the bottom of it. We've had one example of that in week 9. How do we show concern? How do we figure out, especially if the car is not with us, what happened? And how do we help our customers get through this, navigate it, and understand it? There are also cases where people call in. We need to know what we think they're feeling. They don't always say what they're feeling, but there might be some sort of hidden feeling that we could address. They're afraid of something, or it's going to be expensive, or they're not sure what to do, or so assessing their feelings. Sometimes what people ask for is really not what they need. We have an assignment this week that is going to delve into that. So these are tricky situations that we need to learn how to handle. There's a discussion this week that is based on another situation, which is somebody calling in with a concern. And again, we're going to need to figure out what they're feeling and how we can address that and what we think they really might need. So that's one thing. I want to say, because not everyone in this class is a technician, or we're at various levels of growth in our technical expertise, I want to explain timing belts a little bit. Timing belts are used on many cars to join the top half of the engine with the camshaft to the bottom half of the engine with the crankshaft. When they break, you can guarantee that the car is going to stop running, so that's not a good thing. We have engines that are called interference engines, and on those engines, which is most of the cars on the road with timing belts, when the timing belt breaks, the engine is very likely to be damaged. This happens when the valves stop moving because the belt that joins them to the rest of the engine breaks, and then the piston hits them and bends the valves and sometimes also damages the pistons. So interference engines with timing belts make it all the more important to take care of the maintenance required, replace the timing belt when it's due or before it's due, to make sure that this doesn't happen. If the car is not equipped with an interference engine, which means there's clearance between the valves and the pistons, then it's very unlikely that the engine will be damaged, but you still have a car that's going to need to be towed somewhere and get fixed. So that's mostly what I wanted to say about timing belts. So when one of our assignments this week is based on a situation which happens a lot, which is the car comes in, the customer has a concern, and then the technician looks at the car and finds something much more important to deal with, either a timing belt that's been ignored or brakes that have been ignored. And so how do we handle that? How do we handle a situation where the customer is asking for their heater to be fixed, but their timing belt is way overdue and they have an interference engine? They may not understand at all what's involved, what's at stake there. So there's some principles. You don't want to appear to be scaring someone. Our job is not to scare somebody. We don't want to put ourselves in the situation where we're predicting an outcome before we know what's going on. Really, our job is to educate our customers about things they may not know about so that they can make a good decision. We don't want to tell them what they're concerned about is not important and what we're concerned about is important, but if in the process of educating them about what's going on with their car, we can give them information to help them make a better decision. That's really what we're after. So it's important to find out what's important to them, and it's important to balance that with whatever it is that you and your technicians find. So that's what we have going this week. As always, if you need anything, the fastest way to get my attention is to use my Gmail address. If anybody has any concerns, please do that. I'm here to help. And the other assignment that we have is another work order that needs to be filled out, that needs a good estimate, that needs the proper information, that needs a proper revised estimate, that needs a good labor write-up, that needs accurate parts that are researched on all data, parts prices. So again, most of you are navigating that pretty well. If you need help, I might be able to help, or you can call the Canvas helpline. They're helpful, or go to school. Work with each other if you know other classmates that are managing this. So that's what I have for you this week. Have a good week, and I'll see you next week.